Okay, we are back with our live coverage here at the Schwab IMPACT Conference in Denver, Colorado. And my next guest, as I'm sure you can see already, is Liz Ann Sonders. Liz Ann, thanks for joining us.
Oh, thanks for having me. My pleasure.
I've been really looking forward to this. I've been a fan for a long time,
Thank you.
and this is a real treat for me, so thank you.
Oh, my pleasure.
So, as we were talking a little bit off camera, what we talk about on goRIA are advisors that are in the broker-dealer world looking to make that transition. And I talk to a lot of advisors. I know you talk to a lot of advisors. And when I speak to some of these wirehouse advisors, they're like, I really want to go RIA, fully independent, but I'm worried I will not have a deep bench.
Right.
At Schwab, clearly this is not a problem. They have access to thought leaders like yourself for market commentaries, people like Mark Sung, who I spoke with the other day about family office, a lot of great depth of bench. With all that said, and all the advisors that you speak with, what are you hearing from them right now? What are they worried about? There seems to be a lot to choose from.
There is a lot to choose from, but I would say at this conference, almost every question that I get right out of the box is something AI related. Particularly, is it a bubble? Are you worried about the circular financing? So a lot of AI related questions. Maybe second to that would be tariff related questions.
Okay, so two things of real note to worry about. What are you telling them?
So I think, sometimes I think there's a bubble in the use of the word bubble. We generally only know with the benefit of hindsight that it truly had become a bubble. So for now, I think of it more as a boom. I think what's importantly shifting, and maybe why there is some angst, is up until very recently, the boom has been mostly financed out of cash flows. And now, because free cash flow growth for many of the big players has started to come down, more of the deals that are being announced are debt financed. That doesn't imminently signal a problem, it's just a different backdrop and something that I think we need to keep in mind. I also think there's a shift now to a little bit more of a focus on the usage of AI. What companies are bringing it in? Is there meat on the bones yet in terms of actual productivity benefits? Is it bending the cost curve? Is it improving margins? And I think that will continue to be a theme around AI. But valuations are stretched, and I think people worry when they get too stretched, are we going to have another early 2000 kind of period? Right,
for sure. And now, if we could pivot a bit to tariffs, and obviously that's in front of the Supreme Court right now.
Right.
What are your thoughts on that?
So really what's being argued is the methodology, the how, in terms of getting tariffs put through under IEEPA. And I'm not fully in the moment up to speed, but it doesn't seem to be going the Trump administration way.
Yes.
What we don't know in the aftermath of that is whether there's going to have to be things like rebates to companies that have paid the tariffs. What's the logistics associated with that? How quickly could the administration use other section codes to re-implement those tariffs? So we'll have one question answered when the Supreme Court rules, but then that will be followed by a lot of other questions. For now, I'd say we've already seen tariff impact, but I think we still have a lot of tariff impact to come, both on the sort of cost side of things, the inflation side of things, and just how with the impact it has on overall growth. I disagree with the notion that, not a big deal, wasn't a significant problem in terms of either the compression on growth or a major acceleration in inflation. I think the story is still in front of us, not fully behind us.
Okay, sounds good. And that's probably a good way to pivot. We only have a couple minutes left. I know you're pulled all sorts of different directions. What are your thoughts for 2026, looking forward a little bit?
I think we've been writing a lot about what now everybody seems to be writing about or speaking about, which is the bifurcations within the economy, within the market, the whole K-shaped nature. And it's everything from high income versus low income consumers, asset owners, particularly equity investors versus non-equity investors. From a CapEx standpoint, as we already touched on, anything AI related is booming, anything not AI related is sort of in stall mode because of so much policy uncertainty. You see it in the inflation numbers, goods versus services, or even within goods, tariff impacted goods versus non-tariff impacted goods. And then those bifurcations have carried into the stock market too, with the top heavy nature of the market, anything AI related doing well, more classically defensive areas not doing as well. well. I think that kind of backdrop probably continues into next year. There doesn't seem to be anything that's going to shake that up.
Okay, well, that's a good place to put a pin in it for today. Liz Ann, thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Okay, so that's it for this particular segment, but we have 2 more to go, so stay tuned for that. I'll be back in another 50, 55 minutes with some more content. Thanks for joining us. Liz Ann, thank you so much. I appreciate you.
That was easy.